Hockey WA have announced the 18 athlete squad ahead of the under-21 men's Be the Influence National Championship. The championship will be held at the Sydney Olympic Park Hockey Centre from the 30th of June to the 11th of July. One man who has been selected in the squad for a second consecutive year and also plays for the Melville City Hockey Club is Ross Hall, and he joins us on the line now. Good morning, Ross.
Good morning, how you going?
Yeah, very well, thank you. What about yourself? Congratulations.
Thank you. It's looking pretty good.
So the second consecutive year that you have been selected, tell us what that feels like. I imagine it's a massive privilege.
It's actually my third. I don't want to be that guy.
Oh, third, okay, yep.
Yeah, sorry. It's an amazing experience. Anytime you get to chuck on the black and gold for WA, it's just a great feeling, lining up alongside your mates and going out and playing against big states like New South Wales, Queensland. Always a good time.
Has that been a dream of yours growing up as well?
Yeah, it sure has. Ever since I was a young guy, I've always wanted to represent my state and represent the country. So, chase your dreams is what I've always lived by, and yeah, it's been amazing that I've gotten so far with it.
So when did you first start playing hockey, Ross?
When I was about 3, I think. Mum and Dad were always down around the hockey ground and sort of just naturally always had a hockey stick in my hand, and yeah.
So into it from an early age, which is wonderful to hear. What about the experience of playing in the Australian Hockey League with the WA Thundersticks last year? No doubt that would hold you in good stead.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. Playing against guys I've looked up to all my life, like Grant Stewart and Tyler Lavelle, those kind of guys. It was just a surreal experience, and to play at the top level at a young age is just amazing, and I couldn't be more thankful for it.
And exactly half of the squad selected, including yourself, played in last year's tournament, so I imagine that team chemistry is fairly high.
Yeah, it's really good. We're all a good group of mates, and we've got as well half a young experienced group as well. So it's looking like a really strongly built mates team this year, and you know, we're just trying to build each week and get better each week, as our coach Greg Wilson says. And
how important do you think that is, Ross, the fact that you know so many of the players in the teams and you all know each other's strengths, and just to be able to gel?
Yeah, it's definitely the most important thing, you know. Having a team of, like, everyone a strong team rather than a team of individuals is really important. It just makes it so much easier on the field, knowing where each other goes, knowing how each other leads, knowing how to talk to each other. It just makes it a whole lot easier on the whole group.
And some other players, brothers James and Simon Benetti, as well as Fraser Gerard and Hayden Walker, have all been promoted to the squad after their standout performances at the Under-18 National Championships last month. Tell us about their inclusions.
Yeah, they're looking really sharp. Hayden's a really amazing goalie. James is a really good backman, and Simon is the same, plays through the back and up in the midfield alongside me, as does Fraser. They all are very, very good basic players, and they just add so much to the group, and it's really good to have them on board.
The championship gets underway at the end of next month. When does the squad meet up, Ross?
In terms of going away, or?
Yeah, when do you first get together and really focus on the tournament itself?
We've been going since we've been our maybe second month now, so we've just come through all the trial periods, but we've been training ever since the trial started, so we're training 3 times a week, and we fly out on the 28th of June.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was getting to. Okay, so the 28th. What about Coach Craig Wilson? Have you had much to do with him in the past?
Yeah, I sure have. I've known Craig since I was pretty young, when I used to ball boy the Australian Hockey League and the Classic League games. And then I also had Craig, an assistant coach at the Australian Hockey League last year. He brings a massive wealth of knowledge. He's been around hockey all his life as well. And the coaching staff this year is just so organised, and everything's just really working well. So he's got Charlie Godoyan and Russell Harvey alongside him.
Okay.
It's just a really good group.
Great to hear. Now, Ross, I understand that you were born in Duncraig. I grew up in Duncraig. Is that correct, that you were born there?
Yeah, it sure is.
Okay, probably lived around the corner from each other. That's quite ironic in that. But what about at the moment, a Bachelor of Commerce at Murdoch University, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, how are you enjoying that so far?
It's currently on deferral at the moment, I need to be honest. Hockey does take up a lot of my time. I'm getting back to it next semester, but it's really good. I'm focusing on the management marketing side of things. I really love to sort of sell a brand or get that out there, and being around people is a big enjoyment of mine. So yeah, it's going well.
So how far into that degree are you?
Just 1 year, so I've got a fair bit. I'm just doing it part-time. So.
Right. Do you find it a difficult balance at times, juggling study also with the sport?
I sure do, yeah. It can get pretty hard, and I've sort of sacrificed the study to focus on my hockey. As well, it's hard not always having money to back you, so rely on the parents a fair bit, and they've been amazing with it.
We're speaking with Ross Hall from the Melville City Hockey Club. Ross, what about Melville? At the moment, you've been there since 2010, is that correct?
I've been there since 2001.
Oh, okay.
I've been in the senior squad since about then, yeah.
Right, the senior squad, yep, that's what I was referring to. So,
oh, sorry.
Yeah, and what about where you play on the field? You can play in the midfield and also as a defender?
Yeah, so the previous couple of years I've been playing as a sort of the second centre half, so the defensive, or more the attacking fullback. But I've just been promoted up the line into the midfield, and it's going really well. It's good to be in amongst it and setting up plays and going forward with the boys.
Do you think that's one of your biggest strengths, the fact that you can play in different areas?
I do believe so, yeah. I've just been one of those kids that, luckily enough, been exposed to all areas of the field, and try and be the best in any position I play.
And what about over the weekend? You had a fantastic 3-1 victory over Hale, so that's an important win because it keeps you in touching distance with the top 5.
Yeah, it sure does. The game against Hale was really good. We capitalised on a couple of really good chances. We have a Dutch player with us, and he put in an amazing goal, which was good to see him on the scoreboard. And it really lifted the team and got us going forward. And to be up amongst the top 5, we just got to keep getting better each game and stay up amongst it.
So 3 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses so far this season. How have you seen it so far?
Yeah, we started the season a bit slow. We didn't have the best first game, but since then we've been improving, and we've really taken it to a couple of really stronger teams, such as YMCC or UWA, and it's just been an amazing comp. The good thing with the Classic League comp the past few years is the level is just so high, and there's teams that you think are strong, but they get knocked off by other teams. It's just such a tight competition, and it's really good to see for the development of hockey.
And the team scored 14 goals so far this season, but you've only conceded 9, which is the second best defensive record in the league. So you must feel as if that defensive unit is really one of the strengths for the team.
Yeah, it's working really well. We've also got, we're trying to develop as many players as we can, and we've got a lot of guys filtering through the back line. So good to be able to chop and change guys and them still perform and keep such a good defensive record.
And what about coming up this weekend? You take on Old Guildford Mundaring. Like yourselves, they're 3 wins and 1 loss, so it's a big game.
Yeah. Old Guildford actually knocked off the top side over the weekend, the Wesley South Perth Wasps. So it's going to be a big test. They played really well. They scrap hard. They just go hell for leather all game long. So it's going to be a really big test, but hopefully the home ground advantage and just our rolling confidence will get us over the line this weekend. I believe we can, and I'm sure the whole team does. So.
Okay. And what about training in that, Ross? How often do you train during the week?
Training a fair bit at the moment. We normally train 2 to 3 times on a Monday, normally a gym session on a Tuesday maybe, and then we do Wednesday mornings, Wednesday nights, Thursday nights with the club, Friday mornings, and then we have games and another training session on a Sunday.
Okay. So, pretty full on schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And also
the early mornings definitely get hard, but
Yep. Yeah, getting a bit colder now. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about a club party coming up this weekend? I understand. What can you tell us there?
Yeah, we've got the Melville the M party. So it's a themed party. You can come dressed as anything with an M. It's our first game where our women's Classic League team and our men's Classic League team both playing down at home ground. Everyone's invited. Everyone's welcome. We want as many people down there as possible, and it's going to be a really good night. Good day of hockey, and then party on through the night. So get down around it.
Yeah, definitely. A good plug there. Are you dressing up?
I sure am.
Okay. Can you tell us as what?
Yeah, I'll give it away. I'm going as Maverick from Top Gun. So I got a cool little flight suit and maybe out of sunny. So hopefully going to look pretty sharp.
Okay. Hey, Ross, thank you so much, mate, for joining us here on Sport FM. It's a wonderful effort. Your third time that you've been selected for the championship next month. All the best for it. All the best for the rest of the season for Melville. And hopefully we can speak with you again sometime soon.
Yeah, sounds great. Thanks very much for having me.